Hi everyone. I first of all, I just want to apologize if you're looking for C5 Corvette content. I've actually sold that car quite a while ago, and so I'm sorry for that. But today, gonna install a shifter on my FJ Cruiser here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shifter here. This is how it comes. It actually comes with the handle not installed on the base, and so I put that together. Some hardware here, gasket, couple of grommets. Maybe what's this guy? It's a core shifter, right? So it's the little instruction sheet. All right, so go ahead and get started. All right, so first of all, a little safety, right? Since we're gonna have the transmission and parking brakes disengage, let's go ahead and chalk up these wheels so that we don't get these guys. Those guys don't roll away from us. So okay, we'll go ahead and head inside the car. Let's see, hand in here. There you go. So that's how those clips engage there. Get pushed forward. Something like that. And then we'll twist these shift knobs off. Get that guy. Then I'll go ahead and just put the shifter in neutral. I think that's the best position to start out at. And then pull this console off. Go ahead and get these cup inserts out the way, right? And I get to get that off. You just grab in between here and just yank it up. Alright, so to show you how that was done, just kind of grab it here, yank it up. Pull this shift boot off of here. Put that guy loose over there, right? So then it'll just come off here. Just work it off the parking brake. And we can take a look at, these are the clips that hold it in. These little yellow clips here. They just snap in. When you pull, they'll come right off. Alright, so next we'll just take these inner boots off. So this inner boot is held on by these fasteners here and here. And then up front, it's got those little plastic clips there. So we'll do that. Just kind of push down on it to unlock it, like that. There's the other one here on this side also. Then after you disengage it, you can fish it out here. Alright. This one here. Then use a 10mm socket here and break these guys loose. And not very tight at all. So take that there. Just like that. Alright, let me go ahead and get them all off and I'll bring you back. Alright, once you get all that fasteners off, and then you just use that pry tool here, you can kind of break that seal, right? Then we'll lift that up. Just work this guy around here, work around this shift stick here. Something like that. Something like that, right? I'll probably need I need two hands again to get this off. Oh, this is Velcro together. I guess you could undo that. Get in here a little better. Let's See if I can do this with one hand. Probably not. All right, let me put you down again. And all right, and that boot comes out. Looks kind of like that. All right. So there we go ahead and undo this this shifter here. I think you can not think. I know you can disengage this handle here and take it off. Or we could try to just go ahead and try to get it off with the handle on there. I think it should be doable. All right, so once you get them bolts off, this one comes off pretty easily. So I don't know. I've heard them sticking to the thing, to the transmission base, but I just got put in neutral, and so this guy came loose pretty easily. Maybe this transmission was serviced sometime, so looks like they resealed it with some what am I trying to say? With some anaerobic sealant here, right? And then this dowel pin, if it comes off with the shifter, go ahead and pull it off with some needle nose pliers, and put it back into the transmission housing here. So here's that dowel pin here that pulled off of that shifter. Put it back onto that transmission base there. Get it back in there, just like that. And then I think it's supposed to have some kind of gasket, but looks like this car has been serviced before for whatever reason, and it doesn't have. All right, let's take a look at these two shifters before we install that new one back into the car, right? So here this one. So the way this one is, you got this little this bushing here. And then the pivots in this little housing, and then the centering spring is in here. The tensions, everything. And this thing is actually a two-piece. So this rod here, and this is a different piece that slides together. And then there's a rubber bushing here to take up all the vibrations and noise. This one's actually been repaired. I think that bushing broke, and they just filled it in with some kind of adhesive, right? So that's how that guy is. Now we'll take a look at this new one here, this cool shifter. And then this uses a little bit more thicker base here with a machine, pretty nice, looks like. And then they use this they use some of these tension springs on either side here to center the shifter. So that'd be nice to get from a 2-3 shift or a 5-4 downshift, since this guy's centered pretty nice with these tension springs on either side here. And then it's bolted together with this bracket here, bolted this stick like that, of course. All right, so that's what that looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and take this stick off of it. I think it'll make it for easier installation. All right, so here we are. Put in this supplied gasket, paper gasket here. This one has a bigger, one side has a bigger hole for the dowel pin, so just oriented that guy to fit up. Oh, also they say to put a little a thin bead of silicone over this guy, but I think I'm gonna skip that. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the gasket. I'm thinking maybe that silicone part is probably just to hold that guy in there. So I start with the transmission in neutral. Then we'll grab the shifter base here. So the way it's oriented is that I guess this longer part of that square is going to face the rear of the car. So we'll go ahead and drop that guy in on the dowel pin there. Push it up there a little bit. And line it up with the dowel pin there. Push it in. Right. Then it comes with these supplied cap screws here. You drop them in here. Tighten them up. Drop them in here. Right. Front here. Get them started. So this one also. Alright, so these cap screws call for a 6mm Allen key here. Tighten them up a little bit, cinch them down. Okay. So you get them in there like that, and then Core calls for 15 to 17 pounds of torque on these cap screws here. All right, so once you torque those guys down, and then go ahead and get this handle on there. You put it on the left side. They call it the smooth side. So there's a smooth side here, and this side is it has like ridges machined in there. So they're saying to put it on the left side here, on the smooth side. So all right, so after you bolt these guys up here, these two bolts up here, they call for 30 pounds of torque. And these two, I came from them, from Core shifters. They came already assembled here, but I mean, I go ahead and torque them down to 30 pounds too. But that's pretty much it. And then we'll just put this, they supply this grommet here, and they say you should slide this down here to right about where this stick bends and leave it there. They're talking about lube this handle here a little bit with some WD-40 or something, or you just spray a little bit of lube in here, whatever, just to slide this guy down. You know, it's pretty tough here. I'll go ahead and get some WD-40 on it, and I'll push it in there. All right, so I got that little grommet lubed up, but let me show you what the idea is. The idea is for it to capture, prevent this boot from sliding down too far. Okay. And then you'll be able to slide it down this thing here. I think it says the push it down to about where this forming line, this bend line here. Go ahead and all right, so it looks something like that. So when you push this down here, this guy kind of capture this other boot here, work around it, kind of work it around that base there. So included this other grommet here. I think that's the idea, is to put it on here and push it down, so you can make this part of the stick visible. I'm not going to use that. I think the Tacoma, the Toyota Tacoma, I think might have a little bit different shift boot, and it might be meant for those cars. But I guess if you wanted to, you can use the same thing. You can cut this down a little bit here, open it up, and then use just to push it down, so it would make this chrome stick a little bit more visible. But I'm not going to use it myself. But all right, I'll go ahead and finish putting this guy in, and basically just bolt these guys down, put the clips in the front, put your console back on, and all right, so here's all put back together with everything back, and here's what that looks like. All right, guys, so I drove the car a little bit. I just want to close this video out with a little bit of what I thought about this shifter. So initially, this handle does look, somewhat shorter, but I think if you adjust the shift knob or whatever, you could, or use a different shift knob, you could probably adjust it back to where you liked it. As far as shifting go, I mean, it is nicer, and it is, a little bit more positive for the gears. So the thing is, here, I guess I'll show you on the other side, right? So here it is. You get the here's just kind of showing the action of what. So and then you get these two centering or bias springs here on this side to center this guy. So what you're mostly gaining is this here, your 2-3 shift, and then of course the 3-4 straight down, and then also so you go into 5th gear here, and also you get your downshift 5-4 shift, right? It's a lot nicer than the factory shifter. And then you get 4-3, and then the 3-2 is much improved. But you do give up here. So the 5-6 shift, since there's some more tension over here, you get a little bit more notchier and throw from 5-6. But I mean, that's a nice trade-off. I mean, you get an improved 2-3 shift, 3-4, 4-5, and then the downshift back down. So the only thing that gets worse is probably the 5-6 shift, which is too bad. But yeah, so that's that. As far as value, it was $275 shipped to my door, and I liked it. But it's gonna depend though. So you also get some noise and vibration that comes through that shifter. You can get a lot of that gear whine, just general noise and vibration coming through that, because you're losing that those rubber isolators that Toyota used with the two-piece stick that they use. So you do get that. Just to give you guys an idea, if you guys are familiar with the throwout bearing chirp on these FJ Cruisers, so the noise and vibration coming through, that chirp will be outside your outside the car, and you could hear a little bit. And if it bothers you, imagine it is that noise and vibrations coming through right into the cab, right where you're sitting, really. And if that bothers you, then yeah, I think this shifter gonna be a no-go, right? But for myself, I like it. I like the improved shift, and the noise and the vibration doesn't really bother me a whole bunch. I actually somewhat like it. For the most part, it gives me a little bit of feedback. But yeah, that noise will come through. Every little bit of noise is gonna come right through. Even from the clutch releasing, you could hear the slave cylinder releasing. You could hear all the action. Yeah, it's gonna come through there. But like I said, it don't bother me none. I kind of prefer it, really. It's some feedback to what the car's doing, and I just I appreciate American manufacturing, and I'm just glad to be able to support these guys a little bit. That's that. Yeah, you guys got any questions? Shoot me a comment or question down there. Thanks for stopping by and watching. All right.